Hello and welcome. My name's Sam and this is Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today. We have a double whammy for this week. We have two for the price of one, almost. So there is online a sweet jar, which is one of the stamp sets we're going to look at today. It has beautiful images. There's 22 in total, which I will show you in a second. But you can also now get in the Christmas catalogue Jar of Joy, which gives you a snowman, decorations, and a gingerbread man. So we're going to work with both of these. They both coordinate with the jar punch. So let's do as I normally do and show you what we've got. Okay, so I've had to do this. I've done this on two sides. So let's fold that over that way first of all. Okay, and I'm going to show you the sweet jar. So there are 14 images. You've got candles, hearts, you've got flowers, or they could be clovers. You've got biscuits. Obviously, you've got the jar and the lid. And then you've got add-ons. You've got little extra hearts, little flowers. You've got some petals falling. So this is, oh, and there is down here somewhere, there it is. There is the little flame for the candles. So as I said, there's 14 images and there are 8 sentiments. So we've got sending a little, and then there's a gap here, your way. So you could put a little treat for you, sweetness, miss you bunches. Oh, I don't think sending you a little miss you bunches, but send you a little love, sending you a little luck. Okay, so you've got party, happy birthday, luck, love, a little treat for you, sweetness, and miss you bunches. So that is the sweet jar with punches. And now if I turn it over like this, the next one is jar of joy with punches. So we again have 9 images. So you've got the lid, you've got some snow, you've got the jar, you've got two steps for the gingerbread man, you've got Christmas decorations, you've got the snowman, and he's got a little sorry, this is one image and it colours in his hat and it gives you a coloured scarf. And then also you've got sending a jar full of cheer, may your heart be filled with joy, wishing you the sweetest Christmas. Okay, so that is our stamp set of the week, double whammy. Okay, so this is the card we're going to create first of all. So I'm just going to show you that. I will bring in the supplies. So the first one I've got is early espresso. So this is our normal 5 3/4 by 8 inches. We have a piece of strawberry slush. This measures 3 3/4 by 5.5. Sorry, my brain just switched off there. Apologies. And then we've got the 3 1/2 by 5 1/4 and a piece of scrap and a strawberry slush for our sentiment, for colouring in. Right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a bit of stamping. So I've got my jar. I've just noticed I haven't got my lid out, so I'll do that in a second. I'm going to stamp the jars in basic grey. I'm going to put it on the portrait side. And then I'm just going to stamp this one in the middle, first of all. And then I'm going to put one either side. That's one there. And then the same on the opposite. And before I put that one away, I'm just going to stamp myself one here. Okay. There we are. Perfect. So now I'm going to dive into my jar or my stamp set and get my jar lid. There's my jar lid. So the jar lids, I have one separate. There we go. And then I'm going to put one on top of the 2 outside ones. So you've got one. Okay. And then the next one here, 2. So the next thing we're going to bring in is the snowman. So I'm going to again stamp him in grey, and I'm going to move him far over to the right so that majority of him shows. There we are. He fits inside. Then we've got our Christmas decorations. Sorry, the page is moving around like nobody's business here. Okay, so that's going to go, and as if it's hanging from the lid. There we are, look at that, beautiful. And then I'm going to close away this, and I'm going to focus on our jar. Now I've tried this 2 ways, and for me it works better if I do the outline first and then the infill. The outline is the darker, so this is the early espresso. That's going to fit in my jar like so. Okay, close that one up. And now I'm going to bring in my crumb cake and the infill. So this is the bit that I'm hoping there we go, perfect. Happy with that. So what we need to do now is to punch them out. So I'm going to punch out the lid first. It just goes into that little section there. That's the lid. And then I'm going to punch out the jar. So again, just slide that in, make sure it fits. There we are, perfect. And then a little bit of colouring, which unusually for me I have not already done. Oh, I know what I haven't done. I haven't added our scarf and hat. So let's do that first. So again, I'm doing this in the strawberry slush. Tap it gently. So you've got the thin slice at the top, and then for the hat, and then it should fit in with the scarf as well. I'm just going to bring that down. Got my glasses on, so hopefully I can see what the heck I'm doing. Perfect. There it is. Okay. Now I'm going to close that up and add the pink onto the other side. So I'm just going to add bits of detail. So I'm literally, because I'm just going to do it in one colour, I'm not really worried. It's just matching on this side. So this is, as I say, the light strawberry slush. There we are. And then I'm just going to colour in the centre of this one. There we go. Right, so the next thing to do now is we can put our jar over the top, and we can slide our lid on. And then all we need to do is choose a sentiment. So, as I say, we've got with this one, may your heart be filled with joy, sending you a jar of full cheer, wishing you the sweetest of Christmases. Let's go sending a jar full of cheer. Let's see if I get that right one. And I need my big, there it is. And I'm going to stamp that in the early espresso. Bring that down. Okay, and then we're going to just pop it there. It goes beautifully across all three jars. And then inside you can put Merry Christmas if you want to. I'm going to raise this with dimensionals. It's Monday and my brain's just not functioning. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. And this can sit over the top. Now we can do one of two things. We could stick it down so it's slanted like we did with the birthday cards, but this has got candles, so I didn't feel like I put the lid on, if you see what I mean, because it would have put the candles out. I don't know if you can see, but I have put some Wink Stella on there to make it shine. But we can just put our lid on this one. So let's see if we can get a little pair of scissors, and we will just cut there and there. And we've got that little strip which hopefully will fit onto here. Look at that, just perfect. And then we can take that off, and then you can slip the lid on like so. Perfect. So the only thing to do now is to layer it up. So let's bring in our strawberry slush. I'll go into there and use my multi-purpose. Perfect. There we are. And then we can layer it on to our early espresso. Let's bring that down. Bring in my bone folder. Oh, I've got one right in front of me. There we are. And then that can be placed onto there. Again, either flat or raised, but for this one, I'm just going to go with the flat. So I can see us having some great fun this week with this or these stamp sets. But for now, there are today's from that way so you can see them better. So thank you ever so much for joining me, and I look forward to catching up with you on Wednesday. So I'll see you then. Take care. Bye.